And it's been a pretty wild 48 hours to say the least, with this very, very weird anomaly that popped up right in between Antarctica and Africa. As many of you know, after I posted my video, I think it's pushing almost 2 million views on X right now. Pretty much everyone jumped into this conversation. We heard everything from a meteor strike to a underwater UFO. I got comments about Godzilla and the Kraken, pretty much everything you can think of. But I want to get back into reality a little bit and show you some things that are literally right here in this area where this anomaly popped up, and I'm surprised no one's even pointed this out. Now, first and foremost, this anomaly is very much still here. The only thing that Ventusky did as we move into Wednesday and Thursday, they just removed the data from Thursday moving forward when the wave pool moved into the North Atlantic. And yes, if you're going to claim a glitch, I would do that too, but why haven't they removed the actual initial anomaly? And I'm going to tell you exactly why. Now, we're going to zoom in here, and obviously we all know there was no giant wave pool or tsunamis that came from this, but that's not the point. And I tried explaining this in comments for people that are like, well, if there was waves this big, wouldn't people know? But what happened here is this website reacted to a real event. Something happened in the water, or as I'm going to show you somewhere else in this area, which caused this program, Ventusky, to then forecast a wave pool. So the waves may have not been real, but what triggered the waves is real. And I can prove that because it's something that has repeated more than once in the same exact spot. And you're not going to believe what's in this spot. Now, over here on windy.com, this website is actually the site that caused me to look into this and find out where this anomaly is coming from. And you could see it right now. This is why I'm surprised nobody pointed this out. There is a negative space here. We're in the wave setting map of windy.com. And if I move the cursor here, what do you notice? This spot never goes away. The waves never overcome it, and it just sticks out like a sore thumb as if there's an island there. Now stick with me here. I have windy and I have Ventusky lined up right next to each other. This little spot right here is exactly where this anomaly first came from. You can actually see a flat edge right here. This is exactly where this began. I had originally thought it popped up off the coast of Antarctica down here, but now I know full well it did not do that. This is the beginning frame of this anomaly, and it began right at this negative spot here on windy.com, and you could see the island right there as the waves pass by. Nothing ever touches this spot. Now let's go check this area out, and we'll go ahead and use Google Earth to do that. So obviously we're going down in this area here. I've already looked at this spot, so I know where we're going, and it's right here, this island, and it sits basically at a fault line that looks just like the Juan de Fuca fracture zone on the west coast of California and Oregon, of course. But my friends, I'm telling you right now, this very well may be where this anomaly or possible frequency is coming from. And I'm going to show you what I mean by frequency on past charts where weird anomalies are coming from this exact area. Now, of course, when you zoom into this island, it is just a snow-covered ice cap. And anyone that's been on Google Earth or used Google Earth for a long time, things can easily be made to look like things that they are not. So these random islands out here, a lot of them are blurred out or blacked out for people that own them and don't want them seen on Google Earth. So it's very possible that a place like this can be disguised to look like just an ice-covered island. Now again, bear with me. I want you to see where all this lines up. So we're going to zoom back out here and you can see exactly where this island is compared to the African coast here, and also compared to Antarctica here. We have this little sliver and glacier that sticks out, and then the island is just to the right of that, straight up. So now back to windy.com, and we could zoom in and verify that we are looking at this island right here. But the weird thing is that the waves are being avoided in this area over here while the island is right here. So maybe the chart is off a little bit. Anyway, regardless, this is the area in which the anomaly first popped up, and that straight line basically showing the beginning of the anomaly, because then basically just morphed into a giant wave pool that moved up into the North Atlantic, as you could see on the left side there. And I'm pretty much the only one with this data, because by the time other channels were posting it, they had removed the last couple days of data, but you could still see it right here. All right, my friends, now this is where things get very weird, and I appreciate the patience. I know this video isn't as short as the ones in the past, but I need all this information out there and for everyone to understand it as I explain it. So this chart right here is our total precipitable water. We could follow low pressure systems, hurricanes, water vapor, that type of stuff, but check this out. This thing picks up some sort of frequency as we move into the 10th and the 11th. You're going to see these weird artifacts right there popping up from down right where we saw the anomaly off Antarctica and the southern coast of Africa. Look at these distortion lines. I'll move a little more forward and you can see exactly where they're coming from. These beams are coming from what looks like the shores of Antarctica and then swooping up towards South America and up into the North Atlantic. Just a weird looking frequency that comes and disappears as we move into the 12th. It's gone. Now we'll backtrack. There it is again on the 12th, the 11th, and back to the 10th right here where we no longer see it. So this doesn't exactly line up with the anomaly popping up at that time, but what if one of these frequencies took place and then caused that weather chart, maybe in some sort of error, predict a wave pool that would move all the way up into the North Atlantic? This is very much right here, and you can see it in real time. You can actually see another wave of energy moving up through Australia, the Papua New Guinea, Indonesia area, up through Japan. And I know there's people out there that talk about this stuff. I haven't really got too much into this sort of thing, but to ignore this right now is absolutely crazy. It looks to be that there's some sort of energy pulse coming from Antarctica, or at least in this area where we saw the anomaly, right around the time that the anomaly actually happened. Of course, I'll leave the link to this chart for you to look at. And there's something else I want to show you here on Google Earth, where this island is that could be responsible for these frequencies, even though it looks like they're coming from down in the shores here. Those waves dip down into Antarctica, and then we saw the anomaly pop up right at this island. The flat end of the anomaly was right here. And then if you notice, that wave pool on Windy was kind of offset off to the left of the island. Now that's probably just an error on Windy, but take a look at this area on the ocean floor. That looks very odd, almost like it's something man-made. And this could be the imaging system that kind of goes along the ocean and scans so we can see the ocean floor. But what is over here that they're scanning like this? You can see these tracks going back and forth, almost as if it looks like a set of antennas or that type of layout. I'm not saying that's what it is. Obviously, this is the ocean, but you never know what could be out here on Google Earth that we just don't see. But I thought that was interesting, being so close to this island that without a doubt was the beginning of the anomaly on Ventu Sky. So now, taking all this information together, the fact that all these weird things are happening in the same exact part of the world, all within the same time period, and then to have weather charts pick this up and forecast an anomaly a week into the future, that, my friends, is not a glitch. That was something that took place in the ocean or off the coast of Antarctica, somewhere in this area, and then caused that program to react. Because again, the waves may have not been produced, but whatever happened tricked the program into thinking there was going to be waves. And then the frequencies and the fact that an anomaly just like this popped up in the same exact spot on Ventu Sky a few years ago. I mean, if that's not enough information to tell you something weird is going on here, then I don't know what is. I'll continue digging into this, but to say this anomaly was a glitch, that is just simply not the case. All right, my friends, I appreciate you all. Please leave me your thoughts. I'll be digging into this way more